It began with a door that shouldn't have been there, not hidden, just wrong. A quiet impossibility leaning against the ordinary fabric of my house. It was a fraction too narrow, as though someone had measured the dimensions from memory and gotten them slightly off. Its top slanted by a degree or two, not enough for the eye to catch immediately, but enough for the body to sense. The frame was the deep, bruised red of old rust, though nothing in my home had ever rusted. Not even the metal pipes in the cellar. I stood there for a long time staring at it, trying to remember if I had ever seen it before. Every part of me whispered that I should turn away. Every part of me also whispered that I already knew what was on the other side. I opened it anyway. The world shifted, not violently, not even noticeably, just subtly, like a dream sliding off its hinges, like gravity holding its breath. The air on the other side felt different the moment I stepped through. Heavier, denser, saturated with something silent and expectant. Even the temperature was wrong. Cool, but with an undercurrent of warmth, like a breath brushing the back of the neck. I walked into the hallway and paused. Nothing looked out of place. The pictures on the walls were the same. The window at the end still held the soft mid-morning light. But the light itself seemed thinner, almost too even, without the usual ripple or flicker cast by passing clouds. It reminded me of theater lighting, a sky painted onto a backdrop, perfect and therefore suspicious. I didn't notice any of the deeper strangeness until I went into town. At first it was only glimmers of wrongness, the sort you could blink away. The hum of the street seemed quieter. The color of the pavement looked slightly desaturated, like an old photograph. People moved normally enough, but their movements didn't feel lived in. Then I saw their eyes. The barista at the cafe smiled when she handed me my drink, but the expression hung on her face like a mask waiting to be taken off. The corners of her mouth pulled correctly, yet the subtle tension around her eyes didn't shift at all. A smile with no soul behind it. Later I passed Mr. Dolan from the bakery. He waved from across the street. It was friendly and familiar but strange. I noticed he waved with his left hand instead of the usual right. He was right-handed. I had watched him knead dough every morning of my childhood. He spoke about it like an extension of himself. I had never seen him wave to me with his left hand. I told myself I was overthinking. Stress, lack of sleep, imagination. The mind fills in gaps. The mind creates patterns. But then it cracked, only for a second. A stutter in the fabric of the world. A flicker, as though the air itself blinked. The street dissolved. The buildings peeled away. Light fractured into 100 mirrored shards, and in that sliver of time I saw it. Rows of pods stretching out into a vast, echoing chamber deep beneath the earth. Each pod held a floating human form suspended. Sleeping bodies dreaming behind closed eyes. Thousands, maybe millions. A silent field of sleepers entombed far below the world, and I understood. We were deep under the Earth's surface, far below the ruined world above. Not in space, not drifting in some distant void, but buried beneath the bones of what had once been home, our bodies preserved in chambers beneath the collapse. Minds linked in a single vast dream meant to protect us from the devastation overhead. Except there was something living in the dream with us. Not one thing. Many things. Shapes born from collective memory. Creatures assembled from fear, sorrow, desire. Forgotten. Traumas. Anything powerful enough to imprint itself onto the shared mindscape. They moved through the folds of this false reality like shadows cast by emotions too old to name. They weren't monsters. They weren't ghosts. They were reflections, given flesh by belief and law by imagination. The dream had its own physics, its own hunger, and I remembered, suddenly, painfully, that this wasn't the first time I'd discovered the truth. I'd woken before. I had made the choice before, over and over, and every time the dream reshaped itself around me. The world changed. My memories blurred. The door vanished. Until now, for the first time, I felt the weight of all the forgotten cycles pressing in from behind me. whispering, urging, choose.